Am I the arsehole for dropping my friend after she planned to be and was proposed to at my wedding? So me and my husband got married last fall, and I invited all of my friends to come, and he invited all of his friends. My now ex-best friend was the Maid of Honour, so on the wedding day everything was going smooth. We danced, ate, said our vows and so forth. Sounds beautiful. It all went downhill when I threw my bouquet and my best friend caught it and seemed way too happy to have caught the bouquet. And a few seconds later, her boyfriend, now husband, got on one knee, pulled out a ring and asked if she would marry him. Everyone was in shock. She obviously said yes and put on the ring. Some people clapped, some people scoffed for what just happened, but me and my husband just stood there in disbelief. Mine would have said, some people got slapped. The rest of the wedding was quite nice, but just a bit awkward for me. I was angry because they made it about themselves and not me and my husband on our wedding day. After the wedding was over, I pulled my ex-best friend to the side and simply told her how I felt and asked if she knew that he would propose, and she said yes. She knew, and they planned to be married like that. I was so mad that they had really planned to be proposed to at my wedding. I simply told her I couldn't be her friend anymore after she made my day about her, and she had really planned to do that. So am I the arsehole for saying I couldn't be her friend anymore because of this? And she added a little bit of an edit and said, my now ex-best friend and I were only best friends for about a year at the time, and if I knew her any longer, then I probably wouldn't have ended the friendship.
Okay, originally, yeah, I think she was being a bit dramatic because I was like, well, it's still your wedding at the end of the day. But then the fact that it was planned and then she knew it and it was premeditated, then I probably would say, like, yeah, they are the arsehole, because, like, why would you plan that? Like, I understand if she didn't know and then she got proposed to and then you're like, well, you're not going to say no to him if you do want to marry him. I get that. But the fact that she knew and, like, why would you want to know that you're about to be proposed to either?
Some people are different, aren't they? And I think that's the thing. I don't think the OP is an arsehole at all, any way, shape or form. Everyone is different though, right? Because, and you normally get a vibe from your friends, you know, the kind of wedding that they want, if they're okay for you to wear white, you know, especially if they're happy for you to be proposed at the wedding as well. So do you know what I mean? Like, for my wedding, I was very clear that I didn't want people to wear white.
She was very clear.
Some people still did, might I add. But that was like a real clear, like, rule. That wasn't the vibe I was going for. And as much as I love my friends, if their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, came up to me and was like, oh, I really want to propose to so-and-so at your wedding, I'd be like, okay, so I need to know what the risk is here. So, like, if you're going to do it, you're uninvited. Because I think out of all of the days in the year, if your broke ass can't think of just something you two can do together to be proposed to, like, for me, I've seen some really cute videos online that I'm like, oh, that's nice, because the bride has handed them the bouquets, you know, they've wanted to be a part of that. But I think the majority of people don't want that at their wedding.
It's weird to plan it, but then not tell the people whose wedding it is that it was planned.
And I think that's the thing. It would be different if the husband got down on one knee and just proposed and she was like, oh my God, yes. I'd be mad at the husband. But the fact that the best friend didn't even ask the bride just shows she had no care for how she felt or would feel, and she just didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like, as well, if she wanted to still try and mend that friendship, then I bet, like, there would have been this bit in here saying, oh, you know, she did try and talk to me afterwards, but by the sounds of it, she just got what she wanted. And to be fair, she probably got some nice videos, some nice pictures, saved a whole bunch of money because that happened. But yeah, I would be livid and I would have kicked him out. And what I want to know is, what would have happened if she didn't catch the bouquet?
That's a very good question, actually, because, like, I'm very clumsy. There's no way I'd catch, and I'm 5'1", so there's no chance in hell I'd ever be able to catch a bloody bouquet. But what would have been the backup thing? He would have just, like when she started throwing the first dance, would have just, like, skidded in.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's embarrassing. I just think anyone that does that should be ashamed. I'm not saying being proposed at a wedding. I mean, going out behind the bride and groom's back, planning it, getting down on one. It's embarrassing.
Do you know what it is as well? Like, to be fair, I feel like I'm so numb with the life that I'm like, oh, he ain't a big deal. But then the fact that it was planned makes it a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the poster ain't an arsehole.
Agreed. And I probably would have slapped her.
Okay.
I think everyone knew, like, I feel like your bridesmaids have your back. So I would have liked to know if anyone actually pulled them up on it and didn't just scoff.
But then, did anyone else know about it, or was it just between them two?
That's a great question. But I feel like because of how arseholey this whole situation is, they ain't going to tell anyone because they would have given the bride a heads up.
Yeah. It's
Do you know
weird.
what I mean?
It's weird to want to plan it on someone's wedding.
It's snaky behaviour. I guarantee it's something like she's always been jealous of her, wanting to one-up her. It's normally the case, innit?
Well, they've only been friends for a year, so I mean, really?
Yeah, I know, but this is what I don't really feel like time is a factor when it comes to relationships, friendships, because you could have like the deepest love or the best connection in such a short period of time compared to someone that's been together like 15, 20 years, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Like, you hear about these people that have like been together 2 months, get engaged, live like the longest life together, longest marriage, and then they die. Right.
Okay.